Hey everybody over at movies.com, it's the Schmoes Know Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark. Christian, this weekend in theaters, one of my most anticipated of the fall, The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington. It looks like just another slam-bang action thriller with one of the best actors in the business.
It's just not hysterical, but it's really interesting what both he and Liam Neeson, who had a movie last week, have done. They're in their 50s, and you believe that these guys could kill you with one shot. Even in the poster of The Equalizer, they don't even have a gun. There's a guy with a gun coming after him. He's a badass, and he's a badass actor. So today, top 5 Denzel Washington movies of all time.
He's clearly an action star that does not yet need to join the ranks of the Expendables.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 5,
Heart Condition,
is a film, not Heart Condition, and it's not St. Elsewhere, where I believe he got his start. It is Malcolm X, the Spike Lee joint that was about the famed civil rights leader Malcolm X. Denzel Washington, I believe he was nominated for this performance, and one could argue that's the first of many times that he was robbed at the Academy Awards. I don't know that there was a better performance that year.
Well, he's pretty intense, and he was able to embody everything that Malcolm X was, the intensity,
the quiet rage,
all of that stuff, and
wild rage.
You just knew that was during a time where you knew he was a good actor. But when he did that role, he said, oh, wait, this guy is great.
Yeah, Spike Lee in his prime, Denzel getting into his prime. It's a fantastic film. If you haven't checked it out, it's going to make you think a lot. At number 4, Christian.
That's the one that he won the Oscar. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
He's taking Training Day at 4. And you wonder, you're like, okay, Training Day, why isn't this higher on the list? Maybe it's not the best.
It's a fine movie. It's not the best movie, but it certainly is one of Denzel Washington's best, because it is also, he's just not a good dude, and Denzel is able to play a super good guy and the guy that you just want to be his buddy, and then there's roles that he plays like this, where he's like, stay away from that dude.
But it's such his tone is so good in that, because you want to root for this guy for a long time, because he is a cop, he seems to know the streets, he seems to be able to do a lot of good, and as the movie unfolds, well, it may not shake out that way. However, one where he's doing a lot of good and it's making a lot of bad people really upset would be our number 3 film, Man on Fire.
Which some could say is the prequel to The Equalizer. Who knows? We'll have to see.
I hope so.
The theaters this weekend. Yeah, Man on Fire was, I think, the start of the really badass Denzel Washington phase, where you're like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Like we said before, we knew he could act, but now I know that he can kick some serious ass.
You look at the plotline of this film, and it's almost like Commando that you take seriously. Yeah. And I know you love Commando, but this one is actually believable, and the action is so intense. And
he's ruthless.
What he brings to the table is this guy that can be mild-mannered, but when it's time to show up, he shows up.
He absolutely does. And then you would get to another one. This is the first time he was nominated for an Oscar.
I think he won for the Best Supporting Actor for this one.
Did he win for this one? Okay.
For Glory?
For Glory. Glory was him and Ferris Bueller. They were in the Civil War, and he
didn't have a day off in this one.
He did not. But this was the one where we were saying before, where you saw his talents. This was the one where he really arrived.
Yeah,
everyone said, who's that guy? Oh, well, we're going to remember him for a very long time.
His announcement on the big screen, Glory is a great Civil War film, but you left, and there were a lot of lessons you can take from the Civil War and having these soldiers fight in this battle, but you left that theater thinking, okay, Denzel Washington is a star, and we're going to be hearing about him for a long time to come.
Yeah, because he played that character. He was the rebel. Like, you know, back then, you didn't have black soldiers who were able to go against the white soldiers and be okay, but you know what? He spoke up. He got beatings for it, but it was one of you saw what he did, how he the power that he had, and that was the first time you saw the single tear.
He's really good at the single tear, yeah. But coming in at number 1 is, I guess he probably shed a little bit more tears, or at least a lot of sweat, for The Hurricane.
Yeah, The Hurricane. Bob Dylan said it best when he said, "He was a bottom, he in the bottom in the ring." So
close enough.
Close enough. When you had Reuben Hurricane Carter, who was imprisoned, a lot of people believe wrongly, and this is what this movie portrays. This is what happened, and Denzel Washington had. This should have been the one that he won the Oscar for.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he lost that one to Russell Crowe in Gladiator, right? And then Russell Crowe's in A Beautiful Mind, and maybe he should have won over Denzel in Training Day. But we're talking about 2 great actors who are actually both in Virtuosity together, which should not win any awards ever.
That's it. that's our list. That's what we got, the top 5. There are so many great ones out there, and I know that just a couple honorable mentions that we didn't put in, maybe top 10 with your Book of Eli. That was a pretty good one.
Ooh, I dug that one.
What about the one with Russell Crowe that he did? The
Virtuosity?
No, not Virtuosity. The New York one. The oh man, he was a gangster.
Oh, American Gangster is
Gangster.
fantastic. That's a very rewatchable movie. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 was very good in the remake. So look, he's Denzel Washington. He's great in everything. And if you catch him at a YMCA, he will play you in basketball. He'll probably beat you. I'm not saying he got game because Ray Allen's still mad about that Game 6.
Oh, it's a good movie though. Heart Condition. All right, how about you guys? That's our top 5. What's your top 5 Denzel movies of all time? Comment below and tell us what you think. And make sure, what are they going to see this weekend?
The Equalizer, hopefully. If you want to hang out with me, I'll be in the theater. That should sell the movie. That's Christian. I'm Mark. We are the Schmoes Know for the Schmoes Know Movie Show on movies.com.
Yeah, it's like we didn't even practice.